If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 56 of the Liverpool career mode here on FIFA 15. Today we start with another game against Norwich. We've played them so many times this season. Twice in the league and 3 times in the cup. Once in the FA Cup and twice in the semi-finals of the Capital One Cup. Unfortunately, we got knocked out of the Capital One Cup at the semi-final stage on away goals. That happened last week, and of course, as you can currently see, we are top of the table with Norwich down there in 13th. So hoping for some payback of sorts, although we were able to hammer them in the FA Cup and get through in that particular competition. So hoping for a similar display in this one, and of course, a similar scoreline as well. Starting a fairly strong side, although Isco is starting ahead of Coutinho for this one, and despite the fact that he made a mistake in yesterday's episode, I am actually giving Matthias Perrin another start here in this one, mainly because we've got the game against Benfica in literally a couple of days' time, and I wanted Stefan Ruffier to play that one, so I thought I'd give Perrin some rotation football, and Jordan Henderson's going to slot this into Morgan Schneidlin here. Lovely little fake shot by Raheem Sterling, drills it across. Studs just doesn't miss chances like that. We're 1-0 up inside 11 minutes, and couldn't have asked for a better start, really, to be completely honest. They're trying to get themselves back in it, but what a tackle from Mamadou Sakho. So powerful, such a great slide. Isco's going to slot through Sturridge here, and again, one-on-one, never going to miss from there. That makes it 2-0. That's Sturridge's 16th goal in the Barclays Premier League this season. He's been on fire for us this year. Absolutely incredible. Karen Jerome gets caught on the ball here as well. For the second time, they get caught in possession. Sturridge down the right-hand side. This time, he's going to turn inside, finds Jordan Henderson. Good shot, well saved by the goalkeeper. Isco tries to turn it home, but Mark Bunn gets down again a second time to stop him from being able to squeeze it across the line. So we stay at 2-0 for now. Then they get a free kick here. Robert Huth is a man that dinks it over the top. Johnny Howson beats the defender to it. Goalkeeper in absolutely no man's land. There's no reason for him to come and get that. The defender had it covered, and even I think the defender stopped going for it because the keeper came. If it just stayed on his line, it would have been a comfortable save and would have kept our clean sheet. But regardless, it's now 2-1, and Douglas Costa drills that across. Sturridge went for a really fancy finish there, which I was quite annoyed about. Thought about letting that go, but realised it wasn't going to go out for a corner, so I had to pick the ball up again with Douglas Costa. Eventually, it drops for Isco here. Decent first touch, and the finish took a deflection off the defender in front of him, which put the goalkeeper off, which meant that he missed it. So we actually get a third goal there, and we do win the game 3-1. We actually beat them 4-1, I believe, in the FA Cup, so it's not as good a result as it was previously, but a win is a win. 3 points to 3 points in the Premier League. Doesn't matter how they come about, and hopefully we can get at least a draw from this game against Benfica as well. Another away game, second away game of the episode. Of course, we won the first leg 2-1 at Anfield. So they do have an away goal, and we have to be wary of that. So if we could score at least one, then that would really put the pressure on them to have to score 3 to actually go through. Otherwise, we'd go to extra time. But right now, I wasn't overly sure how it was going to go. You'll be able to see from my starting lineup, obviously because it was 2 days after the Norwich game, the rotation side was in, Ruffier in goal, but Flanagan, Inigo Martinez with Antonio Rudiger and Alexandro in the backline. Emre Can and Steven Gerrard in the midfield with Heung-min Son, Jesse Rodriguez, Philip Coutinho and Eduardo Vargas up top. So it's an extremely strong front four, but the back four is particularly inexperienced, although to be fair, Alexandro is a very good defender. But it's Heung-min Son that's going to drill the ball across here, and the technique on that finish from Eduardo Vargas was spectacular. We obviously scored the first goal in the first game with a drilled cross, but Sturridge's finish was nowhere near as good as that from Eduardo Vargas. He purposefully drills it in that bottom corner, just cuts across it with his left foot. That is a worldy finish. Was extremely impressed with that. And we're actually going to go on the counter-attack here as well. Emre Can into Steven Gerrard. Eduardo Vargas making the moves in front, but it's actually Jesse Rodriguez that's played in. Lovely ball by Stevie with the outside of his right foot. Gets it into Vargas. And the first touch takes it away from the defender, which opens up the space to be able to slot it underneath Julio Cesar into the back of the net to make it Liverpool 2, Benfica 0. And to be fair, I only really wanted one away goal, and then I was happy to draw. But 2 away goals mean that it's 4-1 on aggregate, and that means that they now need 4 goals, because if they win 3-2 and it ends 4-4 on aggregate, it will be the same scenario as it was with Norwich, knocking us out of the Capital One Cup on away goals. But we actually get a third away goal here. Stevie G with an absolute cracker. He hits this so hard that the camera can't keep up with it. That did actually go in off the woodwork. An absolutely incredible strike from Stevie. Doesn't score many goals for me, weirdly, unless it's from the penalty spot, but that was a cracker. Something that you would say is real, kind of a realistic finish from Steven Gerrard, because he does do that in real life, obviously. But that leaves us 3-0 up and 5-1 up on aggregate, which means they now need 5 goals to go through. Obviously, they score again. If they score 4 and it ends 5-5 on aggregate, we'll go through on away goals. So they need 5 goals. They need to win this game 5-3. And obviously, with less than 20 minutes to go, less than 15 minutes to go, it does look very unlikely that that's going to happen. Heung-min Son draws a good save out of Julio Cesar here in the final few minutes. Decent save. I think it was actually going off target, so we didn't necessarily have to save that Julio Cesar. But fair play to Benfica. They kept fighting right until the very end. You can see they're still in the attack here in stoppage time. For some reason, the defender and Talisca kind of fall into each other off the ball, and then Flanagan gets caught in possession. Decent first effort by Jonas, and comes back off the post. He's able to get to the rebound, but not only had Rudiger fallen over in the build-up, watch how Jonas scores this effort. It comes back off the post, and as Rudiger gets up, he shoves his foot through the legs of Antonio Rudiger to toe poke it into the bottom corner. It's a cheeky finish, but that means it's only 3-1 and 5-2 on aggregate to us. So delighted to get through the round of 32 in the Europa League, and we'll have to wait and see who we get for the round of 16. But we come into a third game of today's episode and a third away game of today's episode as well. 3 away games, which is pretty much unheard of. Normally we get at least some sort of rotation with home and away games, but Newcastle United is not an easy club to go to, and St James's Park is very intimidating as an away fan and as an away player. And they're starting a strong lineup, as you can see. CM de Jong in the midfield with Jonas Gutierrez, good to see him back, and Moussa Sissoko in the front 3 rather than the kind of holding midfield 3. So playing through the attacking side of things with Moussa Sissoko, which is sort of where I think he's better. That's where he played for Toulouse, was at Cam, and obviously recently in FIFA they've changed him from a right mid to a cam with the upgrades in January. So pleased for him to have gotten an upgrade, because he is much better than they gave him credit for with his FIFA 15 card. But he was involved in that move there. Jonas Gutierrez shaking his head in disbelief at the fact that Ruffier was able to make that save. Raheem Sterling, though, is going to be involved. We're going to try and get ourselves in front if we can. Ilkay Gundogan picks the ball up, finds Jordan Henderson, former Sunderland player, of course, so getting the boos from the crowd, and draws a great save out of Tim Krul with a really good effort from distance. But it was a top save by a top goalkeeper. Every single time I look for a goalkeeper in career mode, Tim Krul's name always comes up, and 99 times out of 100 always find myself signing someone else. But I can't really say why I don't sign Tim Krul, because he is that good of a goalkeeper. He always seems to play very well against me. So far, he's been able to keep me out as well. But equally, we've been able to keep them out. But Moussa Sissoko's involved again here. Powers around the outside the defender, stands it up, meets you with a header. But our goalkeeper is in just as good a form as Tim Krul at the other end. And Stéphane Ruffier with a great palm over the top. And we continue our attacking football here. Lovely turn by Coutinho. Gets past the second defender as well. But they're so straight at Tim Krul. We say he's a great goalkeeper, but you've got to force him to make a decent save rather than kicking it straight at him. It was poor finishing from me, and I was disappointed with Coutinho for not putting it into the corner. But Moussa Sissoko involved again. El Arabi they brought on as a substitute. Yanga and Biwa up from centre-back has the initial header. It deflects off the defender, my defender, rather than their defender, and falls straight to CM de Jong, who's able to react quickly to the change in the flight of the ball and head it into the top corner. So that makes it Newcastle 1, Liverpool 0. And as you can see, they're still on the attack in stoppage time, so it doesn't look like things are going to get better for us. And in fact, they get a hell of a lot worse. I don't know how Moussa Sissoko has been able to get a header in from there. It's an incredible attempt. The cross in is pretty brilliant, to be completely honest. I think it's Davide Santon that whips it in. But what a header from Moussa Sissoko to get that power on it, and the arc as well. The precision of that headed finish is incredible. Very, very good player, Moussa Sissoko, and I will be looking at him in a future career mode probably as well, to try and bring him into whichever club I end up managing as per your vote at the end of this Liverpool second season. But there's still 10 games to go in the BPL. We're still in the FA Cup. We're still in the Europa League. So there's still a couple of weeks of Liverpool videos left to go, and of course hopefully we can maintain our top of the league status. The win against Norwich and the defeat against Newcastle mean that we currently have our gap cut from 4 to 5. We lost the game against Newcastle, but Man United only drew their game this weekend. As you can see, 10 draws for them, only the 2 defeats, but that means that they now cut the gap rather from 5 to 4. So we're still 4 points clear, and hopefully we can maintain that for the next 10 games or so. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days. And of course, I will be streaming tonight as well over on twitch.tv. So check the links in the description if you want to come over and check that out. And there will be links down below to my Twitter, etc., as well as my Instagram, Facebook, and there's something else down there. No, it's Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I've got so many social media links, I forget which one's which. But yeah, that is going to bring today's video to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.